All right, so this week we are going to be starting week 4 of our remote learning process. We are going to be doing new material starting this week. So when I say new material, that means we are going to be doing stuff that we haven't done in class. So please, please, please make sure you reach out to me or Miss Van Voris, especially during our office hours if you need extra help, okay? So this week we're going to focus on measures of center. So for the remainder of the semester, we are going to be working on analyzing and understanding data through different types of stats, so different types of statistics. This is a really important skill, especially with what's going on today in the world, right? Every time you turn on TV or open up something on the internet, you see graphs and different data and tables. So we are going to work on different types of stats and how to best read and interpret those stats. So this week we're going to focus on something called the measures of center. So meaning it's going to talk about the center of the data, right? What's happening inside the middle, okay? So the 3 different types of measures of center are known as mean, median, and mode. So you might know of mean as the average, right? The average of the data. So a lot of the time when we talk about average, like for instance in your classes, your teacher might be like, oh, the average on the test was a B. That means they looked at all of the test scores and found what was kind of the most common, right? And there's a special way we'll do that and we'll review that. The median is the number in the exact middle of your data. Okay, so how I remember median, think about when you're driving down a road or you're in the car and your parents are driving down the road. You guys shouldn't be driving yet unless you have your permit. So the median is that concrete that is exactly in the middle of the road, right? So median is exactly in the middle. And then mode stands for the number that happens the most often. So maybe, for instance, an example of being like your teacher gives a test and 5 people got an 80%. Well, that could possibly be the number that the test score that happened the most often, okay? So the mode means the most, okay? Sometimes we don't have modes and you just write none. So, like I said, the mean is the most common measure of center and it is average. So how we find the average is you add all the numbers together and then you're going to divide it by the total amount, okay? So we are going to use just this random data set here to find the average. So I'm going to just add them all. So 13, 18, plus 13, plus 14, plus 13, 16, 14, 21, and 13. So I will type all of that into my calculator. Okay, and that's what I'm doing really quick. All right, so I got all of that to be 135. Then I'm going to count how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we divide that by 9. So I'm typing into my calculator 135 divided by 9, and I get 15. So that is the mean, okay? That's it. So then the median is the value in the center. So half of the values are less and half of the values are more than the median. So your step is to organize, or let's say rearrange the numbers from least to greatest. So that's our first step. Rearrange the numbers from least to greatest. So if we look here, the number 13 is the smallest, and there's another number 13, and there's another 13, and 13. Then 14 would be next. There's another 14. Okay, the next one would be 16, then 18, then 21. Then you cross a number off at each end until you get to the middle. So cross a number off at each end. So we're going to keep doing that. So you're crossing a little number and a big number, a little number and a big number. This number's in the middle, so the median is 14. So if you notice, a lot of the time your mean and your median are going to be very close, right? 15 is very close to 14. So then the mode is the number that occurs most often. So if I look back, I think writing that list from least to greatest helps us see that happen where the numbers are repeating. So I'm going to do that really quick. 16, 18, 21. So if I look, 13 happens the most frequently, right? There are 4 13s. There's only 2 14s. So the mode is 13, okay? So there's that. All right. So that is just practice from data numbers. Now we're going to tie it a little bit to word problems. So a fast food restaurant collects the soft drink cans for recycling. The number of cans are collected in 2 weeks are given below. So what was the average amount of cans that collected over the 2 weeks? So remember, when I ask you to find the average, I'm asking you to find the mean. So to do that, I'm going to add all those numbers up. So 84, 97, 77, 31, 63, 58, 72. And if you want to organize your numbers first and then add them, that's a good idea too. Or I'm just adding them and we'll organize later if it asks us. 43 plus 68. All right, so let me type that all into my calculator. So 84 plus 97 plus 77 plus 31, 84 plus 63 plus 58, 2 plus 47 plus 84 plus 69 plus 94 plus 68. Okay, so we get all of that together added up to 971. So we're going to do 971 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Divided by 14. Now here, I get 69, and I'm only going to write out 2 decimal points, 3, 6. So remember in my calculator, it's 357. You look at this one next to it. Since 7 is above 5, this one rounds up. Okay, now would it make sense to say we recycle 69.36 cans? Not really. So you would say 69 cans is the average. But if you wrote this, I would accept that too, okay? And then it wants to know what was the most common number, so it's asking for the mode. So I'm going to write it in order. So the smallest one's 31, and I cross them out when I write it in order to keep it organized. 43, then 47, then it looks like 58, then 63, then 69, or 68, then 69, 68, 69, then 72, 77, 84, 84, 84, there's 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, 97, oh nope, 94, and then 97. So if I look here, the ones that happen the most often are 84 cans. Okay. So if you want to pause the video and do this practice, that would be a good idea. So the average length in minutes of a Major League Baseball game for the year from the years 2000 to 2007 is the following. So I want to know what's the average length out of those. So if I add those up, so 178 plus 174 plus 172, 166, 166, 166, 166 plus 171. And we're going to divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 over the 8 years, not 7 years. 178. So we add everything on top first before we divide. 178 plus 174 plus 172 plus 166 plus 166 plus 171. So I get 1,359 on top divided by 8. And I get 169.875. So if I went to 1 decimal point, it'd be 169.9 minutes. Okay? And that's the answer. So again, the average is the mean. All right, this is our last one. So Miss Whiter polled her students on how many states they have visited. These were the responses she got. So I asked people in my other classes yesterday on how many states they've been to. So I am gonna, since I have to find the median, I'm gonna organize the data. So it looks like here 2 is the smallest, and then 4, and then 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's another 6. I missed it. And then 7. See, it does get a little hard, so it does help to organize. Then after 7, 10. And then we got 11, another 11, and then 12, and then a 15, another 15, and then 17, 20, no, 17, then 20, then 22, 23, 26, and then 41. All right, so to find the mean, I'm going to add that all together, so I'm not going to write that out. But the mean, so I'm going to just add them all together. So then I got 253, and I divide it by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And I got 14.06 because it's the 555. So I would round that to 14 states. So that's the mean, that's the average. So then we would find the median. And remember, the median is we cross off. And before we do the median, let's talk about the mode here. So if you notice, 6 happens 2 times, 11 happens 2 times, and 15 happens 2 times. So in this case, the mode is 6, 11, and 15. It's okay if we have multiple numbers for the mode. All right, so now let's find the median. I'm going to change the color. So cross out 2 and 41. And we're going to scribble out that question. 26, and then 5 and 23, 6 and 22, 6 and 20, 7 and 17, 10 and 15, 11 and 15. So if you notice here, we are stuck when I am crossing out, because if I cross them out, I don't have any numbers in the middle anymore. So to find the number, that's the median, that's in between these two, right? Because we got to have this one number. We're going to do 11 plus 12 and then divide it by 2. And I get 11.5. That is the median, okay? So you can do that if you, when you're crossing out, you cross out all the numbers. You take the last 2 numbers that you were going to cross out, you add them together and divide it by 2, and that gives you your median. All right, so there is our review, or not review, there's our video lesson for mean, median, and mode. So make sure to do the practice and ask Miss V or me if you need any help.